Hi everyone, and welcome to today's top tip session. Today, we'll be discussing about units in the Oasys LS-DYNA environment. Whether it being unit conversion of your LS-DYNA model, or setting the correct model units during post-processing of your LS-DYNA results, this can be efficiently achieved using the Oasys LS-DYNA environment. In this session, we'll start by discussing how unit systems are defined in Ansys LS-DYNA. Using a live demonstration, we'll show how you can easily identify and convert model units of your model, or parts of your model. Through this, we'll also discuss how Primer deals with parameters during unit conversions. And finally, we'll also have a look at how you can set up the proper model units in Oasys T during post-processing of results to streamline your post-processing workflow. So, LS-DYNA does not require users to explicitly state the units that are being used in the model. What that means is that there are no explicit areas for you to input the units of length, time, or mass used in your model. As a user, what you have to make sure is that a set of consistent units are used in your model. Some of the most commonly used unit systems are categorized in the table below. For example, the S2 unit system is most commonly used in the automotive industry, where length is defined using millimeters, time in seconds, and mass in tons. Some example values of the Young's modulus and density of steel alongside the value for gravitational acceleration is shown below for models using the S2 unit. Using these guidance values is a good way to check whether your model is in the correct or expected unit system. Oftentimes, you might receive models with a different unit system compared to your LS-DYNA model. This could be because you've been passed mesh generated from another software where a different unit system was used. In our example, we have an LS-DYNA ACMDB barrier model, which is built in the S1 unit. However, we would like to convert the unit system of our model to S2 before passing the model to some colleagues who have set up their vehicle model in the S2 unit system. So let's go through a live demonstration to see how we can perform this unit conversion in Primer. We now have the ACMDB model in the S1 unit system on screen. Before we proceed with the unit conversion process, I'd like to point everyone's attention to some parameters that are used in this model. In LS-DYNA, parameters are keywords where numerical values or expressions can be defined. This allows for values to be easily updated efficiently across a range of items which are quoting the same parameter. For example, I could have a bunch of shell elements quoting the same parameter for its thickness, and that would mean that in order to change the thickness of the bunch of shell elements, all I have to do is update the value of one of my parameters. In our model, 4 parameters are defined. If we look at the last parameter titled trolley mass and click on xref, we can see that this parameter is being quoted by a part, and specifically the TM or translational mass of the part. So when Primer is performing these unit conversions, it will take into account what is referenced by the parameter to decide the appropriate scaling factors to apply to each parameter. In this case, Primer will understand that the parameter trolley mass is a mass parameter, and it will apply the mass scaling factor to this parameter. So, to begin with the unit conversion procedure, head to Tools and Units. We can start by looking at the M1 unit determination at the bottom over here. You can see that there are a lot of values which are pre-filled up by Primer. Primer has a set of rules such as looking at the maximum and minimum diagonal length of your model, maximum and minimum shell thicknesses in your model, etc., to determine whether the length of your model is in meters or millimeters. This is a good sense check to make sure that your model length units are as you expect. Primer will go down this list and check whether each condition is satisfied. If it is not, a red box will appear. If the condition is satisfied, the condition will be highlighted in green. So in this example, Primer has predicted the model length unit as meters. You can also edit the unit determination criteria and save these criteria to your preference file, so that the next time you open up Primer, the saved preferences are reloaded. Now to change the model units, we will need to provide Primer with the current and new model unit system. In this case, we can choose S1 as our current unit and S2 as our new model unit. Primer will inform you of the scale factors it will apply. You can then choose which object you would like the unit change to be performed on. We highly recommend performing unit changes on the whole model instead of on parts of the model. When unit change is performed on parts of the model, this doesn't guarantee that parameters are not used throughout the whole model. In cases like this, Primer might struggle to determine whether the units of a parameter should be changed. Once you selected the model for unit change to be applied to, click on Apply. Primer will flag all of the items where unit change will be applied to. Primer will also inform you of the factors that's applied to each parameter. And once unit change is performed, don't forget to save out your model once more. Primer will also write out a .key file in the same directory where the model is located, with the summary of the unit system changes and the objects where unit changes have been performed on. Besides setting the correct unit systems before running your LS-DYNA model, it is also vital to ensure the correct units are used during post-processing of LS-DYNA results. When opening a new model in Oasys T, users can set the relevant unit system that the results are generated in. This will ensure that the unit system of any curves generated or any operations performed by THIS will be automatically considered. In this example, I have an LS-DYNA model which I've set up and run with the S2 unit system. So let's set the unit system as S2 before reading the model in. I'm going to read the kinetic energy of one of the parts in my model. You can see that the units of my X and Y axis are set automatically based on the unit system I have selected. Besides that, I can also head to the units under the tool section for more flexibility in setting the units used in post-processing. In this section, we are able to see the units separated into model units and display units. By default, the display units will be set based on the model units that we've inputted before reading in the model. If we are generating graphs for audiences who are expecting results in a separate set of units, we can easily change the display unit systems. We can see that by doing this, the X and the Y axis of the curve is scaled accordingly. By heading to the labels and the curve section, we can also have more flexibility in changing the unit display of different units or different curves. When THIS curves are written out, the unit system that has been set will also be written out as well. So let's write this curve out as a .curve file and open the curve file in a text editor. We can see that the unit system has been written out. This ensures that the next time when I read in the curve file into a new THIS session, the units of the curves will be set immediately. I'm now going to read the curve file generated into this new THIS session. We can see that the X and Y axis units are set automatically based on what was saved previously. In conclusion, always ensure that the units used through your LS-DYNA model are consistent. Oasys PRIMER's unit tool can help verify the length unit in your model. You can also use Primer to perform unit conversion of your model, bearing in mind that it is recommended to do this on the whole model to ensure conversions of parameters are correctly considered. By setting the correct unit system before reading results into Oasys THIS, this ensures the correct units are also displayed when post-processing results. This allows the units to be correctly displayed or converted during post-processing. Thanks for watching this top tip session, and we'll see you in the next one.